What's up, Monster Kid Media? Stop moving the fucking camera.
Sorry.
Tonight, we're gonna do
Tonight.
our top. I'm gonna do my top 3 favorite 70s and 80s horror films.
All at once?
Well,
No,
I mean,
you gotta stagger a little bit. Because
Yeah.
what if you take everything?
well, we can agree.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. Like you
So,
say your top 3
Are you
above.
gonna do your top 3? Or you want to just
No, we'll just go. We'll
What-
figure it out as we go.
let's talk to the animal torture.
I was just gonna say, can we do our favorite
I like Look Who's Talking.
top 3
Because the baby's
animal
talking.
killers? Best animal death scenes and
Inside joke, we busted Steve's balls because he likes movies that give you some sort of a guttural reaction.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
typically that has to do with animals.
they made me cry.
So if you didn't watch the one before this about our ramblings, and you probably didn't finish it because it happened later on.
It's a long video.
It's a long
I don't
video.
think anybody's gonna watch
No,
it,
but
so
if you want to know what we're talking about, it's probably later on in the taping.
you could just fast forward through all the
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
Okay, let's go.
oh,
I like the 70s better than the 80s. I'm gonna do the 80s first.
Oh,
All right.
oh, you just do that out there. Okay.
yeah.
Man, he's just all right. It's Matt's
So-
world. We're just living it.
Let's go. I'm gonna do an easy one first, and you guys can agree or not agree. 1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean,
Iconic film, iconic character. Talking about the original, great story. That's one of my top 3 favorite 80s horror films,
we did a whole video on that.
and it
Yeah.
got a high rating from all of us.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Stevie gave it 10, I think, because he likes to give 10s.
I rebutted. I got a little anxious on that one. Come on, man.
Although I forget where he was on all our Mount Rushmores. I feel like he kept creeping.
well, it changes. It's always
It does. It always changes.
fluid.
I have been consistent with my number 1 though.
80.
No, his
No,
number one
Mount
Mount Rushmore.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, are we doing 1-1-1?
yeah. Let's do
Okay.
1-1-1.
So what I'm gonna throw out here, it's not necessarily my favorite movie, but it's one of my favorites in the 80s. It's going to be The Burning.
Ooh,
I really like The Burning.
all right. You want to?
Yeah, you want to elaborate?
Oh,
Just want to say.
Oh, I did. Okay.
What
Well,
goes
he
on?
didn't really elaborate because we already did a whole video on that.
No, I mean I just said it
Okay.
was iconic and the character. But what happens in The Burning? They kill a dog. Step on babies' heads. Go ahead.
To me, The Burning is such an influential film. It did so much. I mean, I don't even think you'd have really Friday 13th if it was like, I shouldn't say the first one, Friday 13th Part 2 on if it wasn't for The Burning. And it's one of those, the effects in it are just wonderful, very, very well done.
What year did that come out?
1980.
Oh, all right.
Okay, all right. I have another 1980 movie, The Shining.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah,
Damn.
The Shining, man. What I feel like we should probably do a whole thing on The Shining.
We need to do a whole show on The
I
Shining.
think we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't really need to talk a lot about it.
No, I have a lot to say about it though.
I know. I do too. That's
Can you at
one
least
of
say why? That's like for you, why that one is there.
for me. Every time I watch that movie, it's like I know what's going to happen, but it's still, I just get drawn into it.
And you always see something new.
You always see something new, constantly see something new.
Mhm.
And I don't know, man. It's a movie that has been picked and dissected, and it has so many theories on it, which I don't know many movies that have had so many different theories as this one.
Oh yeah.
And it stands the test of time also. Like it's
Oh,
not
absolutely.
an easy film
No,
by any stretch.
no. You want to talk about soundtrack? You want to talk about? just
Yeah.
Right.
Again, I don't think we want to go too much into it, but I think, and that's one of those movies that I actually thought was a 70s movie. I didn't realize like it just fit in there, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good pick, man. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
And they kill kids in that movie.
Yes.
no. Oh yeah.
Let's go.
Ah.
Stevie's happy.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stick with. Oh, God. I'm sticking with Stephen King for my next pick. 1989's Pet Cemetery. One of
That's a-
my all-time favorite films, and I think that might be my all-time 80s favorite 80s film. Pet Cemetery. It deviates from the book. I love the book. I kind of wish they would have delved. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
I wish they would have gotten into the Wendigo a little bit more. But I can understand why they had to like cut it down. The remake was trash. The original, it was awesome. I love the characters, the character development, the people who played the characters fit perfectly.
It's gonna be another one that we talk about, man, for sure.
Oh, we're gonna have to do a Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
Mary Lambert did an incredible job on that. I mean, Fred Gwynn as Judd. I can't imagine anyone else as Judd.
Mm-mm.
And I love John Lithgow, but in the remake, it just the remake was terrible. But I at least expected to like Lithgow, but he didn't do it for me. So that's my number 2, Pet Cemetery, 1989.
Nice.
This year just had a lot come out, but 1980, Fulci Zombie.
Damn.
It's a
Oh.
great movie. It definitely gave. I mean, you had Romero's Night of the Living Dead, but they weren't.
That was 68, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
But they didn't even call them zombies in that. They were ghouls.
Yeah.
This is like the movie that I feel personally and like put out the zombie, like what they are, not in a hokey, cheesy way. It was like very brutal, effects phenomenal. It just you had
Yeah.
so much happen in that movie that it will take you in so many different directions. It was just great film.
That is a great film. I have a question that's kind of a sidebar question. Who do you think, or what film? And I went to Robert Kurtzman was working on a film here in Ohio, and they had a trivia night at this bar that he was signing autographs at. It was a few years ago, and I can't think of what the film is. Otherwise, I would say the name of it. But they asked a trivia question that I thought was kind of a trick question. It said, "What is the first film to actually feature zombies?" And my answer, what's your answer to that? My answer would have been White Zombie.
Yeah, that's what I would think. That or Oasis of the zombies.
But Night of the Living Dead was what they were looking for.
Really?
Yeah. So I think I think that the people who I wasn't playing the game. I was trying to get a water at the bar, and that was you had to have like groups, and I don't have any friends, so I was just there to get an autograph like a fucking nerd. But I wanted to get a water, and this group of people, like they were trying to figure out the answers to these questions, so I just kept like whispering the answers, like what's the Jaws ship, and I was like, it's the Orca.
Yes, it's minnow.
And they're like, so I didn't play the games, but I think that they were saying Night of the Living Dead was who was credited for like the first zombies, but I disagreed with that.
Yeah, I do too. I won't get into it
We could talk about it later. but-
Yeah.
Mikey, what's your next?
All right. So I'm gonna go another, I guess, mainstream one, like, but Lost Boys.
Ooh, 1987.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
That's good one.
That's a really good
I
one.
love Lost Boys.
Yeah. Um,
Kiefer Sutherland, man, he was it.
yeah, with his hair,
Yep.
his mullet.
Yep. And they eat maggots in that movie. So, Stevie.
The
See this a bit. You see it.
the main one of the main characters' name is Michael.
Michael.
So that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah. They say it. I want to count how many times they say Michael in that movie because
Oh.
it's a lot.
Is a lot.
It's a lot. And
Oh.
you got 60 saxophone guy.
Oh,
I mean, come
yeah.
on.
Oh yeah.
And don't lie, you had a thing for the Corys.
I mean, well, how could you not?
Haim or Fell? Dog.
Corey Haim or Corey Feldman?
Which one?
I like Haim. Gosh, that's hard because I like them. I love them together in their movies, man.
I liked Corey Haim, his personality better, but I
Yeah.
think I liked Corey Feldman's films better,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and seeing them together when
being
they,
together, man. They
those-
had such their movies were
so
great.
rest in peace, Corey Haim.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is crazy that he was the first one. I would have put money on Feldman over Haim. But anyways,
Yeah. I got ideas for other shows talking about the Corys, but to that point, man, that had a great cast too.
yeah,
Yeah. Alex Winter was
Yep.
Marco,
yep.
and he wore that sweet ass leather jacket with like all the patches or whatever on it.
And the cool thing is, like, I'm not watching it thinking, oh,
Bill and
that's
Ted.
Yeah, that's Bill and Ted.
No,
No,
Not at all.
and the guy who plays Michael,
Mhm.
was Jason Patrick.
Yep.
His dad is the dude from The Exorcist, right? The what the hell's his name? Father
the younger priest.
yeah,
That's his dad? I never knew
I
that.
think so. We should Google that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I never knew
I'm
that.
pretty sure, and I don't want to say the wrong
Wow.
thing, so I'm gonna pause this real quick and we're gonna look.
Wow, that's awesome.
Unpause. Okay, so yeah, that's verified. Father Karras from The Exorcist is Jason Patrick's dad. What's his name? Fuck, I just looked it up.
What?
Whatever his name is, the guy who played Father Karras.
Oh,
Jason Miller.
Jason
Jason
Miller.
Miller.
Yeah.
Never knew that. That is wig flipped.
You just learn stuff on
Look at
Monster
that.
Kid Media
Look at that.
every day.
Yes,
you
sir.
you teach us a lot, Stevie. So
You do.
want some-
Steve is the most knowledgeable person,
it's
so
without a doubt.
I get I'm pretty happy I got
I feel like a complete moron. Trust.
You come correct with the notes. you
Yes.
do.
Yeah, but I don't have notes. It's
So what are we
rough.
saying? Oh, Lost Boys.
Lost Boys,
Yeah,
man.
That
Lost
was
Boys.
an awesome pick. I didn't even think of that one.
And I love the grandfather.
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah.
They just that whole cast is great.
Yep.
The story's great. And when I think
And
of
soundtrack.
oh yeah.
Yep.
I still believe.
When
When I think of and I guess it's not modern anymore, but when I think of vampire movies outside of Dracula and Bela Lugosi, I think of the Lost Boys.
Yep.
Like those are vampires to me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's a great pick.
Well, yeah, they're vampires. They don't sparkle when they die.
No.
They have a little bit of glitter, but they
Nah,
don't
they
sparkle.
spray blood all
Yep.
over the place. Oh, and then there's a line in there where I want to say is it Corey Feldman that says it, death by stereo?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Corey Haim says it.
Right.
Corey Haim
After
says
he shoots him with the arrow.
in a band, I don't know the band very well, but a band stole that, didn't steal it, but used that name, Death by Stereo. So I don't know if you're a Death by Stereo fan. I don't know any of their music, but I've seen them, I think, probably on a festival or something at some point. But that's where they got the name from, Death by Stereo, Corey Haim.
That's stereo.
That's cool.
So my third 80s pick. Okay, yeah. Amityville 2. It's not very often that a sequel surpasses the original. I love the original Amityville. I think it's awesome. But Amityville 2 with Diane Franklin, Paulie
He's so good.
from Rocky. Oh God.
So he's such a jerk in that movie. I love him.
Burt Young is his name. He's the dad. He's just an abusive asshole, but man, he plays a great role. And I love the effects towards the end. there's the scene like in the beginning to middle that like is very cringy, and it makes you, it makes me feel like Steve feels when he sees a dog get killed.
No,
Un-
different, because you're,
Uncomfortable.
yeah, it makes you uncomfortable. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Stevie likes,
He likes that
Yeah.
feeling.
yeah, so maybe
He's-
it's a little different.
Actually, that was
too.
one of your most unsettling moments.
It was, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very it's a raw.
Yeah.
It's like, and then when the mom, I don't want to ruin it.
Yep.
Go watch Amityville too. It's a really good balance of psychologically scary, and there's great special effects, like practical effects. It was before CGI. So, and the story is, it's actually more of a prequel than it is a sequel. Right?
Yeah,
I think it's
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, so Amityville 2, I don't know the year it came out. If I had a gun to my head, I would say 1982.
That was going to be my guess. 1982.
But yeah, that's my third pick.
All right.
Oh man, I don't know if I come up with third pick, guys. I have like 3 on the tip of my tongue that I want to.
Well, you can pick one, and then we can do a quick little like honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go mainstream just because mine have been so underground right now. I'm gonna go mainstream, and I'm.
You're shaking the table.
And,
I was hoping you wouldn't catch that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go mainstream here because the other 2 were kind of off the beating path. But I'm gonna say Halloween 2.
Oh, 1981.
Love
Nice.
Halloween 2. That
Love
movie
that
Nice.
movie too. How did I not
scared the
pick that?
crap out of me.
Man,
Damn it.
look at that.
What would I replace? Damn.
Sorry.
Shame. It's okay. They gave Stevie a.
Can we let's just say that we're like one. We're one unit.
Yeah, no, that's. I think that's what it is. Like,
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
like,
Because that's on my list.
like, I know you're gonna say Pet Cemetery, but that would be one of my favorite 80s.
No.
God,
Not just
Halloween
80s, but just
2,
favorite movies.
how it just it continues the
Mhm.
story.
Yep. And he's so evil in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like to me that is like the Darth Vader of horror in
Mhm.
Halloween 2 for sure. And it was just that movie just blew me away. I really liked Halloween 2.
So for those of you who may or may not know, a different actor played Michael Myers in Halloween 2 than played in 1. Nick Castle played him in 1, and he moved very fluently and very, I would say, ghostly. Dick Warlock played him in Halloween 2, and he moved very precisely and robotically. And that was terrifying,
Yes.
especially with the elevator scene. For me, that fucked me up when I was a kid. Like I used to have nightmares about that. There's
Mhm.
he's walking towards the elevator and Laurie's inside and she's pushing the button. He's just getting closer and closer. And it's kind of a throwback to when Laurie was trying to get in the house and you see Michael walking across the street and like, oh shit, she's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like they were reusing that psychology, but God, it was so good. And the film was lit a little bit different. They used more reds
Yes.
as
Yes.
opposed to the blues that the original Halloween used.
And it was definitely there was a lot more brutality in part 2, I believe, with Michael. He was just
Mhm.
like I said, just scarier in part 2. Like he's scary in part 1, the shape, but part 2 he just the whole different spectrum. I mean that scene with the syringe.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Mr. Garrett getting the hammer in the head.
yep.
I-
Such a good movie.
I really liked the way the scalpel just kind of just
Oh, at
And
the
then
end,
that-
When he's blind, he's
the sound.
the blood tears and
And you just picture yourself in that small room
yes.
with him and
Yeah.
just like trying to get around and not make noise at the same time, but just yeah.
Here's something about Halloween 2 that it took me a long time to wrap my head around. Is in that scene when he's doing that, and there's like a whimpering, and I guess it's Laurie probably. But when I was a kid, I thought that it was Michael, because he was just
Mm.
shot in the face,
Oh,
and he wanted to kill her so bad. You
That
know,
would
which,
be cool too.
you know, it's like what sound I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's
It's very faint. It's just like you barely hear it, but
yeah,
Yeah.
So for the longest time, I thought it was Michael because he was just like he wanted to kill her so bad,
mhm.
and he got shot in the face, and he's still just going at it.
I also feel Halloween 2, not just like Michael was, like I said, different in it really well, but Donald Pleasance I thought was really good in Halloween 2 as well.
Yeah.
I really liked like how his character grew, like
Well, yeah,
how
he really
was in
went.
his
He really
movies.
went from like thinking that he was human to like this dude is just like. I
Yeah.
mean, he knew he was pure evil, but then now that he really know, like, oh, okay,
Well, and also being on the other side of the law in this one,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
getting ready to
yeah,
get him.
yeah.
He's just like, no, I am getting this mess that I'm, unfortunately part of.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do anything I can to get it.
Yeah,
And Dana Carvey's in it.
he is. That's a really good trivia point. If you don't know that, he plays.
A reporter
Yeah.
at the,
Well,
at the very end.
there's the reporter. He plays the reporter's cameraman,
They can't. Yeah, I'm sorry.
and you only
Yeah.
see like the side of his face, and
Huh.
it's a not a lot of people know that he's in that film, but it's absolutely him.
Yeah.
And uh, is it Nancy Loomis, the actress that plays Annie?
Yeah.
She makes a cameo,
Mhm.
and I think that's the scene that Dana Carvey's in. Correct?
No. Dana Carvey was actually at the very end. Unless they show him a split second there too. But when they're showing
That's
the,
right. Yeah.
the ambulance truck at the very end there.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a great pick.
That's a great pick.
All right.
So mine's gonna lighten it up a little bit, lighten up the mood.
Oh, I know what it is.
You know what it is?
I know what it is.
I think it's 85.
All right.
So I don't know. This is where I get that comedy. It's not really comedy, but it's a kid horror movie. 85, I think 86, Monster Squad.
Great movie. Great movie.
I love Monster Squad so much.
I know you do.
I almost wore my Monster Squad shirt.
Did you?
tonight.
Oh man.
The Stephen King rules.
Man.
I
Did
almost
you
wore
did
that
you
shirt.
know this guy didn't ever see Monster Squad until a couple years ago?
Really?
So here's the
Two-
thing. With Monster Squad, I always looked at it like a kid's film. And when that movie came out, I was well into like messed up horror.
Yeah.
And I never watched it. Mike made me watch it, what was that, 2 years ago?
I think 2 years ago.
For the first time. I had seen bits and pieces of it, but so to that point, it's not nostalgic for me, but I can absolutely see why you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had that nostalgic connection to it, I would absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Wolfman's got no.
Yeah, that's you talk about iconic lines, man.
Yeah.
My name is Horace.
My stepdaughter has my name in her cell phone as evil German guy. Being Schofield, and it's actually his picture.
Yeah,
that
oh,
comes
man.
up when I call.
So when I saw that as a kid, I'd never realized there's that part where he's like, they tell him something about evil or something. You sure know a lot about evil things, mister. And he's like, I suppose I do. And he closes the door and he's got that number on his arm. And as a kid, I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah.
And then as I'm older, I'm like, oh, I was like, damn.
I need to rewatch it.
Yeah,
I need to
he
watch
was
it
in the
again.
concentration camp. Like,
Like- Go ahead.
and that was and then I was like, and they're calling him scary German guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh crap. Like, I'm like, okay. But man, that movie, all the monsters in it.
It's almost like a Goonies with a monster twist.
It is absolutely,
Yeah.
dude, absolutely. Frankie, man, and that movie even makes you tear up a little bit at the end, man.
The guy that plays him is in House of the Devil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy who hires the babysitters.
Oh man,
I can't think of what his name is. What's
Yeah.
that guy's name?
I don't know his name. Isn't it the guy from Manhunter? The bad guy in Manhunter?
What's his name?
I don't know his name. I just know he's really tall. And in Manhunter he had a little bit of a ponytail, but he looks a lot like, it's not him, but he looks a lot like that guy from Borland, or I can't think of his last name. He was in Taxi Driver. But no, I know who you're talking about. And I believe he's the bad guy, Manhunter, also.
I don't know. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Well,
But that's a
you can
really
pause
good.
it.
That
We're
was
gonna pause it right now.
Boop.
And unpause. Tom Noonan is his name. I had to look it up because I'm old and I forget stuff. But yes, he is in Manhunter. He is in House of the Devil, and he plays the Frankenstein like
Mhm.
character in
Yeah, I mean,
Monster Squad.
you've got Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Mummy. You even have the I don't necessarily know if it's Creature from the Black Lagoon in there.
No, but it was like
It's like that kind of
Was it called the Creature?
Dracula. It might have been called. I don't even know what they called him
I thought
really.
it was called the Creature. I could be wrong.
Could be.
they're all kind of. I mean,
Dracula.
they're like offsets of those. You know, they're not exactly, but that's
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, very.
I love that the kid sits on his roof and can see
And
the
Steve,
driving.
and I'm like,
He's
yes.
got the binoculars
Yeah,
watching.
and
it.
they're
That's
watching
so
like
good.
part 7 of some slasher movie.
Yeah, that would totally be us.
He's just up there sharing his Burger King with them. I'm like, man,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
so.
Good
So
call.
that's our '80s picks.
Now I know Stevie wants to say some honorable mentions real quick, and I have some too. I won't like get into them, but
Yeah, it was really tough for me because anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge fan of Cannibal Holocaust. Like that movie it really opened my eyes to different types of movies. But that is, Regia Diodato was just on top of his game with that movie, and it's right up there. He's right up there with like Lucio Fulci to me and Dario Argento. Like he really scarred you with that movie. Not only with the movie, but to the actors as well.
Mhm.
Speaking of found footage movies, that would probably be one of the first found footage movies.
Yeah,
like
that
Yeah.
absolutely paved the way.
You know, they really believed that those actors got killed while making that movie.
I've heard that, and they had to come and prove that they were alive still. Yeah,
and he made them sign waivers that they would not come out in the public eye or
Until-
anything
yeah.
until the movie was out.
Yep.
But this whole court thing was going on. They were trying to bust him, thinking that something happened to them actors when they did it.
So honorable mentions. You got other
Cannibal
ones?
Holocaust and Maniac. Maniac.
That was a groundbreaking film too, like the first person
Yes.
point of view in that film.
Yes, that was another one that was quite scarring, and it has one of the best shotgun to the head scenes ever.
Okay, Funhouse. Toby Hooper's Funhouse is an
Oh.
honorable mention for me.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love that film, and it's hard for me to not put that in my top 3. It may. I don't know. Toby Hooper's Funhouse, underrated film from the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There was a movie called Dolls, which I really loved. It was kind of a fun
Yeah.
movie. I used to rent that every weekend almost.
That's one of the first movies I bought on VHS.
Dolls.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. And then I really loved the second Puppet Master. I used to rent that all the time.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's because like that was the only one that was available when I would go to the video store, so I would just rent out.
Right on.
What do you got for honorable mentions?
Poltergeist.
Oh, 1982. God, how did I not see that?
I don't know. Evil Dead.
That was 81.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, what's that other one I was thinking?
Oh yeah.
I had more, but I just think there's a lot. Sleepaway Camp.
Poltergeist is one that's
Poltergeist is
that should have been on. Yeah, that's
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser to me was a slow film. It didn't get.
It was, but
definitely an iconic character though.
Yes.
Characters, but yeah.
All right.
I just think that there's a bunch.
There is.
I can keep going, but
Should we cut it and do top 70s, or should we just keep going?
it's up to you.
Could make it 2
Just-
different videos.
Just pause it real quick.
All right. That's our top 80s, top 3 80s, top 3 80s, top 3 80s with honorable mentions. There's going to be more. We're going to think about it.
You said at
after
the
we leave
beginning
here.
it was going to be top 3 80s and 70s, but
Yeah, part 2 is coming.
yeah.
So stay tuned. We want to make this video short, so maybe,
Shortish.
yeah, you won't get completely sick of watching us. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 2. It's going to be top 3 70s horror films.